Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get into Evil Lives here. This is season 12, episode 3. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy, and it's about Sarita and Karim, okay? So, Karim and Sarita worked together at the hospital as security officers. She was his trainer. She said that at the time, she had an ex-boyfriend who was stalking her, and one day the ex pulled up at the hospital when her and Karim were standing outside talking. And Karim told dude that he can leave voluntarily or you can leave involuntarily. She thought that was real sweet. Not that she felt like she needed protection, but the fact that he did it made her feel good. But looking back at it, Sarita feels like that was all a part of his plan to make her feel safe. She said that they had an intense attraction to one another. The first time they had a meeting in the bedroom, he was pretty nonchalant about not using protection, but she preferred to be safe, so she told him using one would make her feel better. She said that they started spending more time together. She made it clear that she didn't want anything casual. She wanted a relationship, but he told her that he doesn't use protection when he's in a relationship. So she said they would have to get tested, and they wouldn't be having any more meetings in the bedroom until they both were tested. So, they took the basic STD test, and if you wanted to be tested for, I'm going to say hive, those 3 letters, so I'm just going to call it hive, okay, because you know how YouTube. So if you wanted that test, you had to ask for it. So she got tested for all of it, including hive, and all of her results were negative. Karim took the same test, and all of his results were negative as well. The only thing is he didn't get tested for hive. She asked him about the printout for the hive test. He said that they don't do a printout. They only call if you have it. And she said, being that she kind of heard something like that before, the no news is good news type of thing, she didn't think anything of it. So after the test results, she said they never wore protection again. She got on birth control. She said that she felt like she was being responsible. She said one of her co-workers seemed to feel a way about her and Karim being together. So one day the coworker asked him, "How is the missus?" And he jumped up and told her, "Stop acting like a beat." So Rita said that was shocking because she never heard him talk to a woman like that. She asked him what was the coworker talking about, and he said that he and his ex did file for a marriage license, but she called off the wedding. And she said that she believed him because they were always together, and she'd been to his house plenty of times and never saw any signs of a woman. Sarita said that her son told her mom that she was dating, so she made the decision to introduce Karim to her mom. Her mom and Karim, they got really close. She liked him. They even checked on each other. Even though Karim and Sarita's mom were close, she had never met any of his people. So one Thanksgiving, she told him that her and her kids didn't have any plans, and she asked if they could join his family. He said no. He didn't think that would be a good idea because his mom was still close to his ex, and his mom made it very clear not to bring anyone around if they weren't engaged. Sarita said his explanation made sense to her because they hadn't even been together a whole year. But when Christmas came around, it was the same excuse. So she said that she just stopped asking. Sarita said that Karim has an appetite for love. He wanted it all the time, no matter how many times a day it was. She said one day he told her that he really wanted them to work, that he loved her. He wanted to leave an impression on her life, and he never wanted her to forget him. She said that made her melt like butter because she really loved him. Eventually, the lies started to catch up with Karim. Sarita said that the last time she felt normal was April or May of 2014. She said that she thought she had the flu. She felt bad for over 2 weeks, then she went to the doctor. He went along with her on the visits. He pretended like he was concerned, but looking back on it, she realized that he was just trying to find out what the doctors were going to say. So after several trips to the doctor told her that her labs didn't look like the flu. He wasn't sure what it was, but her blood work was concerning. The doctor said that he was going to send her to a nutritionist. She said Karim was sitting over there talking about, "Doc, I told her she needed to start eating better," and Karim was hugging her and telling her that he wanted her to get better. But as the time went on, she was getting worse and worse. She started getting blotches on her skin that would burn. Then her hair started falling out. She was losing weight. She dropped to 135 pounds. She couldn't even bathe herself because she was that weak. The doctor told her that her labs looked really bad, and he didn't like the looks of it because they were signs of hive. She said that couldn't have been possible because she'd been tested and it was negative. So the doctor asked if he could run a test. She was like, sure, but you'll be wasting your time because both of us have already been tested and the tests were negative. So the doctor said he just wanted to make sure. When they made it home after the doctor's appointment, Karim helped her research different types of cancer. He was acting so concerned, so she had no reason to think, that anything was wrong. He kept saying that they were going to get through it. 1 week later, Sarita received her diagnosis. The next Thursday, she was in ICU. She ran a fever for 3 days. They told her everything that was wrong with her. Her doctors came in and told her that she had hive. She refused to believe it. She told them they must have the wrong patient, but they said they ran the test several times. And not only did they tell her that she had hive, but she also had nephritis, which is inflammation of the liver, hepatitis, inflammation of the kidneys, a UTI, severe anemia, her hair and nails were gone. She had pancreatitis and gallstones. She said Karim was responsible for everything but her diabetes. Sarita said that the doctors told her a month or less she would have died. They wanted to discuss treatments, but she didn't want to talk. She called Karim and told him to get to the hospital right now. And she knew she got it from him because she hadn't been with anyone else. She was still thinking that he didn't have it. She thought that he cheated on her and got it. So when he made it to the hospital, she asked him who did he cheat on her with. She told him that she had hive and it was not cancer. He said that he didn't cheat. So she was like, either you cheated or you lied about that test. He kept saying that he didn't cheat with anyone. Then he started breaking down, bent all over on the table, trying to force some tears out of his eyes, just putting on the whole performance. Only one tear made it out of his eyes. So she told him to get the hell out of the room. She said she didn't want to hear any more lies. She said she blocked his number and he still would come to her house, but she wouldn't let him in. She still thought that he cheated on her, not that he lied about his tests. She said that she was so heartbroken. She kept saying, this has to be a bad dream. It has to be a nightmare. She couldn't understand how she got there. She blamed herself and said that she should have saw all the flags and she couldn't take it anymore. So she purposely took more insulin than she should have. And she said the next thing she heard was her mama telling her, get up, like get up. Her mom called the ambulance. And when she woke up, she asked her mom, why did you save me? She said that her dad told her that God has a plan for her, a purpose. But she was thinking, what purpose could she possibly have? Her parents told her that they know that she feels like she can't get through it, but she can. And after getting out of the hospital, she found out she was pregnant. She told Karim, but he told her that she needed to get rid of the baby because he didn't want a baby like that. And she said that she didn't want that disease like that either, but yet there she was. So she told him whether he was there or not, she was going to go through with the pregnancy. Her doctor told her if she kept taking her hive meds, there was only a 5% chance that she would pass it on to her baby. And once the baby was born, they tested him and he was negative. She said it was a miracle. That was her miracle baby. She said that's the day that she chose life. After that, she decided that Karim was not going to get away with what he did to her. She called his mother and told her everything. She introduced herself, told her about their relationship, and that she was hive positive. His mom was like, what? Then she started crying and she asked Sarita if she talked to his wife. And Sarita couldn't believe it. She was like, he's married. So she went on social media, found the wife, sent her a message on social media, told her everything, even her status. The wife started communicating with Sarita and she let Sarita know that she was hive positive too. The wife said that he'd given it to her and that he'd never taken any medication. And Sarita said that that was her like aha moment. The moment when she realized her purpose. Her purpose was to stop him, to keep him from affecting other women. But it was too late because she hadn't realized how many other women he'd infected. She said that she made a post on social media about her status, and she told them who gave it to her. She said it was a warning for any woman who crossed his path. She said she wrote it, she went to sleep, and when she woke up, she had so many notifications. She said people were like, is this true? I know him. He in single groups. Some of his friends were saying that he was all up in these different dating groups. They knew people he was messing around with, and if it was true, he wasn't being honest with them. And there were other women saying that they'd been with him too. The wife was even in the notifications, and she told Sarita that she tested positive in 2009. Then she got an anonymous message from someone at the county clinic, and the message said, hey, I could lose my job for telling you this, but I think you have to know. Karim was diagnosed at my clinic in 2010 with HIV. Once we delivered the news to him, he never returned for his follow-up appointments. I'm so sorry this happened to you. After she read that, she was heated. She said by the time she was involved with Karim, he had been giving women HIV for 5 years. She said she didn't want to believe it, but it just made too much sense. She said she hated him. She said it made her mad that he was still breathing, and if no one was going to take him out of this world, she would. But after a while, she realized that her hurting him wasn't going to hurt him. It was only going to hurt her. So one of her colleagues, who was a police officer, told her that it was a crime to intentionally infect someone. So other than taking him out of this world the way she was going to do it, she went down to the police station. She had all of her medical records. There were 12 other women who he'd infected, but they weren't willing to give a statement. And those women not making a statement made her feel even stronger about her purpose. Her purpose was to make him stop. She said that she felt like she was chosen. No one else would step up, but she would. She said she was prepared to be waiting years for anything to happen, but it was a matter of months. She said the police told her that they had a warrant for his arrest and would be serving it in the morning. She called him the next morning and told him to enjoy his last few months of freedom. He asked her what was she talking about, and she told him that the police coming for you, baby. But he thought she was just on her negative spiel. So he told her, man, you always saying stuff that's negative. She said she made that call at 8 and they picked him up at 9 while he was at work, and that was his last day as a free man. Karim, he pleaded guilty to aggravated assault of a family member causing serious bodily injury. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. She said the last time she saw him was when she went to the county jail to get some answers. She asked him, why did he do that to her? He asked her, would you have been with me if I would have told you? And she said, if you were honest from the start and had no wife, and if you were the person that you portrayed yourself to be, she said she would have, but she wanted to know, why did he try to unalive her? Was it intentional? He said he never tried to unalive her. He said he loved her. So she said she asked him, when he saw that she was getting sick and dying, why did he say anything? He said because he didn't think that he was the one that was making her sick because nobody else was getting sick. He said, I didn't grape you. You could have told me to put on protection at any time. It's not like I graped you. And Sarita said that she was getting mad about a minute. She told him that he probably didn't take her body, but he did take her choice. She said that when she looks back on everything, he didn't care about her health, her children, and every time they slept together without protection, there was a chance that she could catch HIV. When it came to the holidays, she figured out that the real reason he didn't want her meeting his family is because maybe his mom knew his status and he didn't want Sarita interacting with his family so they wouldn't spill his secret. Sarita said when Karim said that he wanted to make sure she never forgot him, she said those words haunt her till this day because she would ask herself, once they were no longer in a relationship, what type of statement was that? Who says they want to leave an imprint on your life? But he did just that. He did leave her with something that will never make her forget him. She said that he watched her get sick and never said a thing. Even when they were at the hospital and the doctor said it looked like hive, he still didn't speak up or confess. Sarita said he saw that she was dying. He watched her suffer, but he didn't say anything. She said that he is a sociopath. When it came to them getting tested, she kind of overlooked it, but she said she shouldn't have, because the reason he didn't get tested is because he already knew he had it. But he didn't tell her that. And that meant that from that lie, he would have to tell lie after lie to cover up the last lie. When the doctor told her that her symptoms looked like hive, she said Karim sat there with it and he told her everything was going to be okay. She said he didn't look worried, he didn't get fidgety, nothing. Sarita said now that he's behind bars, she uses her story to warn others about people like him. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing. The detective told her that Karim's most active year, the year that he infected the most women, was 2015. They don't know how many in all that he infected or how many may have passed away. She said he doesn't even have any empathy. He didn't care about anyone else. Sarita said that she was not going to let hive define her life. She was going to break up the stigma around it. She said if you have it, you can go into an undetectable status, which is the goal, which means you have so little of the virus in your system that it can't be measured by any test. And when you're undetectable, you can't transfer it to anyone else. Sarita said that she's been undetectable for years. She said that during her research, many stories like hers are thrown to the side because most people feel like that person who contracted the virus was being reckless, when in reality it's happening to everyday people more often than others. She said hopefully she can inspire people to vet their partners, be safe, be extra, do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. Y'all, get down in the comments. Tell me what you think, because I know we were always taught, hey, if you're going to get into a relationship with somebody and you know y'all going to be having meetings in the bedroom, that's what you need to do. You need to let the person know, hey, listen, we're going to have to go down here and get tested. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what it's going to have to be. But if that ain't what you want to do, we can stop it right here. We ain't got to be nothing. Because I want to protect myself. I don't know how you go about your life, but I want to protect myself. So if you want to be with me, we going down here and we getting tested. That's it. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. And I'll talk to y'all later.